Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers. Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers. Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers.
And what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Monday. And first and foremost, as always, just want to send out positive blessings and vibrations to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know that the Los Angeles Lakers were at home downtown at the Crypto.com arena for their rematch against none other than the Denver Nuggets, who they had fallen to on last week. And this was a rematch for them where they could get a chance to make some adjustments and see if they could come out and get the victory. Now, as you all know by now, of course, they did come out and get the victory, which was the first win of the season. And of course, they celebrated heavily in the locker room, but it wasn't just because they got a win. So for all the haters who talking about they dumping Gatorade on the coach and celebrating and dancing in the locker room, that's not for a victory, people. That is for the celebration of Coach Ham, who I'm sure has some high expectations considering he does have LeBron James. He does have Anthony Davis, regardless of any other role players. And I know the NBA is tough and there's some stiff competition and everybody gives their all to try to come out and defeat the Los Angeles Lakers. But at the end of the day, they celebrated, and what I saw in that locker room was nothing but absolute camaraderie. It's good to see, because if they doing all that for the coach instead of, just business as usual, that shows that they do have a relationship with him. It has developed, and that is growing the chemistry in the locker room, because that is very important to be happy in the workplace in which you work at. And that's what they do, because they are professionals. Even though it is a game they are playing, this is a job for them because they get paid a whole hell of a lot of money to do it. Now, with all that being said, we about to get into the breakdown of this game, what it means, where do they go from here? Can they put together a win, a streak? I know everybody been pushing the panic button. Everybody in the comment section been saying, oh, the Lakers are doomed. Oh, I don't see it. But I've been telling everybody I still like how the Lakers match up with any team. I don't care who it is. If they can get in the playoffs and get a 7-game series going, when you have a LeBron James, when you have an Anthony Davis, when you have a Russell Westbrook, yes, I will even throw Russell Westbrook in there, because he has been playing great for the past couple of games in his role as far as coming off the bench. And we're going to touch on that in just a moment. Of course, I want you all to share your thoughts on that. But let's go ahead and get down into the nitty gritty of the game. So, of course, the Lakers came out, and in the first quarter, I tell y'all what, LeBron James only finished, I think, shooting 40% for the game. He shot 45% for the game and 40% from three. And with that being said, he's not been shooting his normal career averages of 50. Or more, that's what LeBron James is prone to do. And I don't know if that's because he's getting a little bit on up there in the years and Father Time is conquering him, or just some shots haven't been falling his way. But I still think that he will finish the season above 50%. And last night he blew a lot of layups in the early going. Like, he missed 3 or 4 layups, like right there at the basket. And luckily AD was there to put it back. And AD, first of all, I got to give shouts out to AD, because there's one very important statistic in this game. And that is LeBron James did not lead the team in minutes. It was none other than Anthony Davis. And I think that it's important as the season goes on, as the Lakers move forward with Anthony Davis, to, choose to make him the cornerstone of the Lakers franchise, that he becomes that primary option. And everything seemed to be flowing through Anthony Davis the past couple of games. I won't say Friday, because he was out of action against the Minnesota Timberwolves, which made him be prepared to play against Denver. So obviously they thought the Denver game was a lot more than Minnesota, and they respected Jokic and company a lot more than they respected Minnesota. And I won't just say that because, he sat out because it could be injury-wise, but that was a game that was on the road, and Anthony Davis did want to be comfortable sleeping in your own bed, especially with a bad back. He is very important. So I think, he tweaked it here and there, but he played through the pain, and that's something we like to see from Anthony Davis. I hope that ultimately the Lakers can go on a good win streak and maybe, be 5 or 6, 7, 8 games above 500 at some point. And that way Anthony Davis can take maybe a week off or longer to rest up the back and get it more completely healed. Or that's something that he is going to be dealing with all year. And that's something we don't want to see sneer and wag its ugly head during the playoffs, as far as an injury to Anthony Davis in playoffs. Yes, I said playoffs, damn it, because that's where the Lakers headed. So for all you haters, man, there's so many people who wake up out of bed and ain't got nothing better else to do than to hate on LeBron James, man. Y'all don't even brush your teeth before you get together and start hating on one man. And you saw, the Lakers are 0-5. People who are not even basketball fans, they posting all over the internet. Oh, LeBron James hadn't won a game. Kobe would never. Jordan would never. I can do a whole nother show about what Kobe and Jordan did at the same age as LeBron James. And believe you me that I'm telling you now, whether it was the success of the team, the franchise, or individually, I'm telling you what, LeBron James is still far and above, Kobe and Michael Jordan. God rest Kobe's soul. As far as, just listen, as far as where he was in his career, as far as being able to score and still have the same athleticism that LeBron James has at this age in year 20. Because you go to Michael Jordan, year 15, because he didn't make it to a year 20, but year 15, because he, took them seasons off or whatnot. Plus he played college, so we're not knocking him for that. But then Kobe year 20 and LeBron James year 20. I mean, let's just be honest, it's day and night as far as athleticism and capabilities. Even though we saw what Kobe did when he went out, he shot a lot of shots and he got them 60 points. But at the end of the day, that wasn't anything he was doing night in and night out in his last season in the NBA. We all do know that. So anyway, back more so to the game. I'm going to say this, LeBron James, he was 26, 6, and 8. He shot 10 for 22, 45%, but he was 2 of 5 from 3, which one thing I like about that, he lowered his attempts. He only shot 5 threes, which is good. We don't need you shooting 8, 9, 10 threes a game. You hit 2. One of them was timely, which was very good. That's 40% from 3. And more importantly, only 3 turnovers. So he made up from the other night when he had, 8 turnovers. So only 3 turnovers is good, especially considering that you had 8 assists. So that's a great assist to turnover ratio for the smooth brain people who are unaware that, of course, he's going to have turnovers with his high usage rate. But the thing about it was LeBron was a -1 for the game. Now, I'll talk about that. A lot of that had to do with who he was on the floor with as well and some of the lineups. But I'll get to that in just a moment. I do want to focus on just for a second that of none other than Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, who, in my opinion, outplayed the MVP Jokic. So that shows you what Anthony Davis is capable of doing. Anthony Davis had 23, 15, and 2. He didn't even shoot any threes, which to me was very important. He had a couple of times where I thought he was going to shoot that 3. Jokic bit on it, and he went around him, and that's what he needs to do. Make him respect it. You can still play out there, and even though he's playing out by the perimeter, that allows the lane to be free for people like Russell Westbrook, Lonnie Walker, and LeBron James to penetrate and get easy baskets because it takes away, a big man in the middle. So I think that is good. And I won't necessarily call Jokic a rim protector because, he really don't got ups like that. I mean, his body, he can be in the way, and he's a great defender, don't get me wrong. But, as far as the athleticism piece, but at the end of the day, Anthony Davis was 10 out of 18 for 55%. And like I said, didn't shoot any threes, didn't force anything. That's not what the Lakers need him to do. I don't mind if he take 1 or 2 a game, if he wide open or something like that, and he really filling in and the shot been falling, because I ain't gonna lie, his 15 to 18 foot shots were falling yesterday. They was falling and hitting nothing but the bottom of the net. And Anthony Davis was a +15 for the game. And the reason why I say that is because Anthony Davis was with a good lineup, a lineup that I really liked, and I'm trying to remember what that lineup was. That really went on that run. The Lakers, I won't say went small. They went small for the most part as far as if you think about wings, but they took out Patrick Beverley, which I'll get to in a minute. Patrick Beverley, I think, may have played himself out of a starting lineup position, and I wouldn't mind if he did because I saw some bright spots for some other people, and I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But the lineup that really went on a good run was Anthony Davis was at center, if I'm not mistaken. They had Russ was at the point. Austin Reeves, I'm sorry. Austin Reeves was at the 2. So you had Westbrook at the 1. Austin Reeves was at the 2. I want to say Lonnie Walker was at the 3. Then you had Matt Ryan at the 4. So you had, and Anthony Davis at the 5. So with that being said, you had Westbrook, who could easily distribute. He was getting downhill. He was getting open. And I'm going to get to Westbrook in just a minute as far as his shooting and his what he did all coming off the bench. But I'm just talking about this one particular lineup right here. You had Matt Ryan, who was a capable 3-point shooter. You had Austin Reeves, who was a capable 3-point shooter. You had Lonnie Walker, who was a capable 3-point shooter. And all 3 of those, well, I'll say Lonnie Walker and Austin Reeves per se are more capable of getting their own shot, where I would say Matt Ryan is more of a catch and shoot player. But, other people can create for him and get him open. That's your job. Stand there and knock him down. That's what we need you to do, and play decent defense. And which he did. His defense was not bad. I watched him on the defensive end, and he wasn't just giving up his assignments. You know what I mean? He did a relatively good job, considering the people he was guarding a lot of times was more athletic than he was, especially when he was going up against Gordon. But at the end of the day, with that lineup, the Lakers went on a hell of a run. I want to say maybe like a 15-2 run, and really put them in a position. And I noticed, LeBron James was able to get his rest through the whole end of the third quarter, which I thought was crucial. So then Darvin Ham elected to start the fourth quarter with that same lineup. And when he started that fourth quarter with that same lineup, Denver actually went on a run and cut the lead from like 12 down to 6. And then, of course, Ham called a timeout and inserted none other than LeBron James. And then, of course, he played with the lineups throughout the remainder of the game, but I like the way he finished the game. Russ came in and gave great minutes. Back to Russell Westbrook, 18, 8, and 8 was his number. And more importantly, Russ was plus 18 on the floor. So he had the highest plus minus of anybody on the floor. And I think him embracing that role of coming off the bench, I think he likes that. He said he's willing to do whatever it takes. I think at the end of the day, Russ' money not going to change whether he's coming off the bench or if he's starting. And if he can show that he can still play this game, of course he can still go be a starter anywhere else in the league. It just doesn't work out as well for the Lakers when you have two ball-dominant players on the court with Anthony Davis and somebody else that's not another shooter. Now, I think if you had Russ out there with LeBron and AD at times, which he was, as a matter of fact, in the game like that, then you good. But you just have to have two more shooters out there. And, that could be Austin Reeves and Matt Ryan to go along with Westbrook, LeBron, and AD, or that could be Austin Reeves and, Dennis Schroeder or a Nunn. I think the Lakers are starting to figure some things out. Kendrick Nunn didn't get a whole lot of minutes, even though he did hit a 3 early on. But I think because his lack of size, that Coach Ham elected to go with Matt Ryan, who I think played well, but he didn't have a whole lot of minutes. But Matt Ryan played 12 minutes. In the 12 minutes he played, he was 2 from 3, and he was looking really confident, and he was calling for the ball with that. And another thing about Westbrook only had 3 turnovers, and Westbrook was 2 for 4 from 3. So I know a lot of you haters and other people out there saying, well, the Lakers are not going to be hitting threes like that consistently, and that every once in a while the sun will shine on the dog ass. I know people are probably thinking like that, but at the end of the day, I think that the Lakers, they don't have to be great from 3. They just have to be good or decent from 3. That's all they have to do. And then they're going to be in every game. If they continue to play defense like they take and don't settle for 3, if you can penetrate, get it. If you got it, take it. But then the thing about it is, once that confidence builds, everything else, it's like you get that monkey off your back. You've been carrying around the burden for so long. You ever had something, you've been holding in, and one day you just cry or whatever it is you got to do, and you just let it all out. And once you let it all out, man, you go back to being you again. And, man, I tell you, it's a beautiful thing. And I think that's what the Lakers are about to do, because everybody want to hate on the Lakers. But guess what? I'm going to break down something for y'all, what I used to call Mark Busters. Since we speaking Cali talk, for you Mark Busters, you Mark-ass Busters, like E40 used to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm break it down just in case y'all didn't notice. The Clippers are 2-4. Kawhi Leonard done set out, 2 or 3 games in a row trying to rest their knee. They 2-4. Dallas 2-3. Golden State 3-4. So you mean to tell me the Lakers done lost 5 games, but Golden State and the Clippers done lost 4 games. So if you count it up, the Lakers only 1 game behind in the loss column. They only 1 game behind in the loss column. You dig it? So you might want to wake up and recognize what's going on around you, because if the Clippers 2-4 and the Lakers 1-5, guess what? That's 1 game behind them in the loss column. And they're going to be coming. And like Player Fly used to say, I don't know if y'all know about Player Fly, but he said, who they're coming, you better start running. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what's about to happen, because the Lakers, I'm telling y'all something right now, they about to feel it. They feeling it together. I don't want to start preaching, but I'm about to start preaching, because there's a lot of haters, a lot of fakers, a lot of imitators, a lot of traitors out here who think that the Lakers not going to get it together. But I'm here to tell you, once Darvin Ham figured out, once this chemistry get together, once Troy Brown come back, and once LeBron James figured out. And another thing, I'm sorry to get out of that mode, but it just came back into my mind. Pat Bev, fam. Pat Bev, do you understand me? he doesn't help LeBron plus minus, by the way. I'm just saying that he played good defense. He needs to learn how to chill. I like how he can get in the lane and get some floaters. He had a really nice floater last night. Do that. Play good defense and all that. We don't even need you to shoot a three. You've been historically good. If you get a rhythm, go ahead and shoot it. I'm not mad at you, but don't take 4 or 5 a game. Take 1 or 2 if you got them open, and that's it. Lead the shooting to Matt Ryan, Austin Reeves. I think Lonnie Walker did great last night. I think, did I go over Lonnie Walker? Lonnie Walker last night, 6 out of 14, only 43%, but he shot 3 from 5 from 3, which was good, which was 60%. And Lonnie Walker was a plus 15. Now, Troy Brown wasn't that good in his minutes. And, I think that's going to get better. He actually was the starter. But what I would like to see going forward, because I like that lineup so much, I would love to see, and I know Westbrook coming off the bench, and that means you got Pat Bear because, got Dennis Schroeder. But I think once Schroeder come back, I would love to see Schroeder as the starter, Austin Reeves as the starting PG. I would like to see Austin Reeves at that 2 spot. You understand me? I like to see Matt Ryan at that 3 spot. I like to see LeBron at that 4 and AD at that 5. And then you got so many different ways you can mix and match with so many different teams. As long as you keep continuing to grind like that on defense, which they are doing. They playing hella defense. I think they number 2 or 3 still in defensive rating. And the Denver Nuggets to under 110, I think was phenomenal. Used to be you want to hold the team to under 100, but because of now the faster pace of the game and the more possessions because of the shortened shot clock, because, shot clocks don't reach on offensive rebounds. They don't reset to 24 anymore like they used to. They reset to 14, thus having more possessions, thus having more points per game for some of these scorers. And I'll get to that on another day. But I think Pat Bear may have played himself out of that starting lineup, but that's only goes to see. And if they didn't, it's still good. He can run with the starters. Maybe his minutes are just lessened. I think Austin Reeves' confidence is only going to get better. And this is good for the Lakers because they're going to be playing at home now. And now that they're playing at home for the next few games, that's going to build up even more confidence. They got the New Orleans Pelicans coming to town on Wednesday night. I don't know if Brandon Ingram will be available because, he's been in COVID protocol, I believe. If he's not available, then I expect another victory for the Lakers. And if his ass is available, I still expect another victory for the Lakers. You understand what I'm saying? So like I told everybody, man, it's early in the season. Don't put a fork in them just yet, big baby. Don't put a fork in them just yet. I think the Lakers got something to say and something to do and something to prove. And I think last night about solidified what they're going to do because Denver is one of those teams that will compete in the West. And if you can show you can compete with teams like Denver. You understand what I'm saying? They was right there with Lakers. They was right there with Portland. And speaking of which, you got teams like San Antonio and Portland who 5-1 and 5-2 respectively. Are they going to stay like that all season, or is this just anomaly? Because Popovich got them young boys a hooping. You understand what I'm saying? But it's about to be get down or lay down time. And I think, you know what I'm saying, we about to put some people on notice. And I think LeBron James and Anthony Davis and company is about to get this together. So for all y'all haters, man, you better wake up and recognize what's going on around you. And as I always say, man, if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that bell, hit that subscribe, hit that share. We already know it's going to be all day, every day NBA talking about these Lakers. So I'll see y'all on tomorrow's show. And through the rest of the week, we have a breakdown of the upcoming game against the New Orleans Pelicans. I can go over some picks because your boy been hitting on FanDuel all day, every day, 65% win rate. When I do my parlays, if y'all want me to share it, I can share it and we can all get this money together. But it's like I always said, man, this been your boy B New. I just want to say right on to the real and much love to these haters. I'm out.